Hello everyone and welcome. In this video, I'll give you a quick insight on how to play a Protection Paladin if you want to begin tanking, which makes it way easier to get into keys or push your own keys if you pug most of the time like I do. Do subscribe to the channel for more game guides and the latest gaming content. First, let's go over a Protection Paladin's active mitigation and useful defensives. A Protection Paladin in the Templar build that I play has a total of 5 defensives. These are the Eye of Tyr that reduces all damage mobs do to you by 25% for 6 seconds. The Guardian of Ancient Kings that reduces all damage you take by 50% for 8 seconds. I count Avenging Wrath as half a CD since it increases your healing and crit but doesn't really mitigate any damage taken. And another half being Divine Toll with the Bulwark of the Order talent, which gives you a shield when you hit multiple mobs with it. Your 4th defensive is the strongest, which is the Divine Shield, which prevents all damage. Keep in mind that you have to have the Final Stand talent to use this. You can also talent into Blessing of Spell Warding, which gives you immunity against magical damage. Your active mitigation includes Shield of Righteous, increasing your armor, stamina, and strength. Blessed Hammer reduces the melee damage mobs do to you, and then Consecration, which reduces your damage by a certain percentage depending on the mastery you have. The next thing to note is the CD on all these defensives. The most frequent one to use is the Eye of Tyr and Ardent Defender. Guardian of Ancient Kings and the Bubble can be used when you're seriously getting hammered. I would recommend using Wings and Divine Toll on CD or when you need multiple interrupts. Note that the Eye of Tyr is also a major damage source, which gives you access to the Hammer of Light when you use it in the Templar build. Your basic rotation includes 2 Holy Power generators and 2 major spenders. You use Judgment and Blessed Hammer to generate Holy Power, while Shield of Righteous and Word of Glory, which is your healing, consumes it. Avenging Wrath will increase the amount of Holy Power you generate. An example of rotating your CDs is on the boss Mordratha, which is a boss in the Theatre of Pain and does some serious tank damage on higher tyrannical keys. I always start off with the Eye of Tyr having the lowest CD. The second scythe overlapped with the OE damage, so I wanted a stronger CD than Ardent Defender just to make sure I don't fall, and in some cases also off heal. For the third scythe, the Eye of Tyr was back off of CD, so I used that again. And for the fourth one, I used Ardent Defender, which has the next lowest cooldown. For the next one, I topped myself up at the last moment to save my bubble for when the ads come out. This is the time when everyone takes a lot of damage, so I could bubble and off heal if needed. Now it's time for a few tips. Whenever you pull packs or even the boss in a dungeon, especially higher keys, keep in mind that your active mitigation is a lot lower than it will be once you stabilize. It's because you're moving out of Consecration and your Blessed Hammer is probably not hitting a lot of mobs. Further, if you're not proactive to get a Shield of Righteousness buff before getting in, then you have practically no mitigation when you're pulling. Because of this, it's important to use a defensive when pulling stuff and gathering them so that you don't get one shot. I showed a few dungeon pulls here as an example. Another tip while pulling multiple packs is to Judgment on the closest one and using Avenger's Shield on the farthest one. You can get aggro on the closer ones by your Shield of Righteousness, and your Avenger's Shield takes care of the initial aggro on the further ones. Your Grand Crusader procs will help you interrupt the far adds frequently, making Paladins a unique tank from an interrupts perspective. However, be a little careful of the Avenger's Shield flying off to hit another pack. It has happened to me before, and it will happen in the future, but be careful. One more amazing advantage Pallies have is to off-heal in fights where you don't take much damage as a tank. Example being this last fight in an 11 workshop. I know I don't take much damage as a tank, so off-healing to help heals, especially during magnets, is a big advantage. Another tip is to have at least one simple Weakaura for active mitigation that helps to make you aware that it's up or not. I use a simple one here to just tell me the seconds left on my mitigation. Lastly, as I had mentioned earlier, Divine Shield is your weapon to pull as many mobs as you want. However, keep in mind that you should be able to survive after those 8 seconds are up. When you enter bugs that tell you to pull everything, you can, as long as you chain your CDs and the mobs go down in about 20 to 25 seconds. In case you're wondering, we did survive this big pull. Here is the build I use for Mythic Plus dungeons. I have mentioned the build ID in the description of this video. These basics and tips should help you get into the world of tanking as a paladin. Let me know in the comment section if you found this guide helpful. Do check out my Mythic Plus guides in the playlist in the description. Thanks for watching.